All right, so I recorded this video 8 or 9 times. It stressed me out the first few times, so I went home, got some food. Now I'm back again recording again because it's so important that I get this recorded for you. It's a shame that I have to discuss this topic, that we have to discuss this topic still in the 2021. You would think that as humanity, as a race, that we would have evolved past this level of thinking, but obviously we have not. So I need to try to prepare you just a few words and, what do I think about this issue of racism? So racism has always confused me. It's always been foreign, a weird belief system to me. The fact that you can think or ever believe or ever comprehend, ever make sense to yourself that because another person is another pigment of skin than you are superior to them, it makes no sense to me. But that is the reality of many people you will meet in the world. They literally believe that since you are a certain pigment of skin, that you are less intelligent than them, you are less worthy than them. I don't understand it. I do not understand it. But, like I said, that's our reality. Um, no belief system, you're not born with belief systems. They're not genetically um, transferred from person to person. Beliefs are learned, they're taught, they're transferred through teaching, mind to mind. It's repetition. You repetitiously teach someone a way of thinking, and they crystallize that form of belief in their minds and they act based on that belief. That's what racism is. Racism is a belief system transferred from generation to generation from people before you. And, it's just sad that it's perpetuated, but it's reality. So, the first thing I would say is you have to understand how idiotic this thing called racism is. It's crazy to ever believe. It's crazy that anybody else will believe that they're superior to you. It's also crazy if you think you're less than to somebody else because of your skin color. My personal belief is that we are human beings first. We are all the same. It doesn't matter what shade of human being someone is or pigment, we are humans. We are fundamentally the same. That is my primary belief about racism and why it makes no sense to me. We are the same. I don't believe that I'm better than anyone because of my skin, and I don't think you should believe that. I also don't believe that I am below anyone because of my skin, and I think that is what you should believe. I think you should believe that we are the same, we are equal, and we should be treated as such. That's what I believe. Racism is based in ignorance. Ignorance means you don't know something. There's something wrong with your philosophical belief system that is based in faulty thinking. Racism is also based in lack of awareness and spiritual maturity. When you're younger, you can pretty much only take in or believe what you've been taught. In some ways, that's not your fault, what you're taught. As you get older, you have to begin to question what you believe, question what you think, examine what you've been taught, and ask yourself, is this true? Is this what I want to believe? Is this what I want to perpetuate in the world? Is this how I want to show up in the world? As you get older, that's your responsibility. And this is what I think people need to do with racism. Just look below the surface, examine it a little bit. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Just because you've been taught something, just because you believe something, it doesn't make that idea true. Just because you've been a certain way your whole life, it doesn't mean you have to continue to be that way as your parents, as your teachers, as your grandmother, whatever they think. That is their belief. Now we've evolved past that. I choose a different way of life. What do you do when you experience racism? It's hard to say this through video because I'm not there to, analyze with you your particular situation if you are going through something. But what I can say is that it's different situation, per situation. But I'll give you a few things here. First is you have to practice compassion. Compassion for the perpetrator's way of thinking. You have to be compassionate in a sense that this person is suffering and they don't know it. This person is living by a dangerous belief system and they're hypnotized by that belief system at this current time. Depending on the situation, I think you should see it as a challenge to help these people grow and to help these people understand that the way they're thinking about you or a situation makes no sense. And they could choose different. I think you should have enough compassion and awareness to say, this belief doesn't make this person bad. They're just hypnotized by what they've been taught. And humans can believe, that's one of the weird things about humans. We can be taught to believe anything. The mind doesn't believe what's true. It believes what it's been repetitiously taught over and over and over. And it's the weirdest thing ever, but it's just true. There's many just false things that we believe as human beings are not true. They're not based on reality. They're not based on objective facts. They're based on subjective opinions that we've been taught so much that we formulated them into hardened belief systems. And we act from those belief systems in our daily lives. Words only have the power you give them through your thoughts. Words people say to you have no power, none, until you allow them in your headspace and you interpret them in a negative way that you perceive as harmful. You can choose to ignore a word. You can choose to laugh at something if somebody calls you a name, or if somebody calls you a nigger. You can choose to feel disrespected and become angry and rise up and do harm to this person, or you can laugh, you can ignore it, you can confront them in a firm. I think you can be firm but be non-confrontational. Like, listen, why are you're not going to say that to me. I won't allow that. I'm going to leave your presence, and I would appreciate if you never said that to me again. I don't appreciate it. You can be firm and still remove yourself from that display of ignorance from this person. You don't have to retaliate in a way that's going to escalate the situation. You have that choice. Non-confrontational firmness is not weakness, and it doesn't mean I'm allowing you to treat me any type of way. Staying calm keeping your attitude in check, keeping your emotions in check, not going crazy because of words you interpret in your own mind that comes from somebody else. Not allowing someone else to control you by their words is strength. It takes strength. It takes power. It takes a strong man to do that. It takes inner equilibrium. It takes spiritual power to do something like that. It's not weakness. Some people think it's weak, but it's not. It's not. Staying calm under pressure, staying calm under the situations when somebody else would flip out and go crazy it proves you're strong. It proves you're stronger than most people, because most people can never stay steady in those emotional situations. You are the strong one for staying responsible for how you react to words, is what I'm saying. One time I was in a bookstore years ago, and I was with a guy I was mentoring, him and his girlfriend. We were looking at books on the shelf, and a little kid came up, and she said, she didn't say it to us, she was down a few rows, but you can hear her vaguely say, "Mommy, I didn't know black people read books." I looked up, me and my other friend, we looked at each other. Did you hear what she just said? Yeah, we heard what she just said. It blew us away. Couldn't believe it. I looked at her. Her mom, she looked at us and she drug her off really quick, and they went the other way. And it wasn't funny. I was just so shocked. I didn't know how to react. It was weird to me. So I just ignored it and went back to search for my books. But later on, I thought about it. It just blew me away. But as I got older, it's something I never forgot. This was probably 10 years ago, and I've never forgot this situation that happened to me. The little kid, she probably was maybe 6 years old. She literally thought somebody obviously told her and put this in her head that black people don't read books. So she was shocked, genuinely shocked to see us at the bookstore. 3 black people. Everybody else was white in this store. And she was genuinely shocked. That you're not born thinking like that. That is a belief system that somebody programmed into her. And that's really sad that that's the way it is, but that's just the way it is. Now, am I supposed to get mad at that and dwell on that and go home and, get emotional about that and let that anger me and raise my blood pressure and lower my spirit? No. You practice compassion. So when you experience racism, this is what you do. Practice compassion. Always remember compassion. Always remember that words only have the power you give them through your conscious thoughts. Your response is what gives words power. Your interpretation in your own head, not what they say. Your interpretation of what they say is what gives words power. And number 3 is, listen, sometimes you just got to punch people in the face. You just do. This is the last resort, and I'm dead serious. Sometimes you just do. And but it's important to know this is the last resort. It's something I had to do to protect myself, to get out of a situation, not in retaliation, not in anger, not in emotional rage or something like that. I needed to protect myself, my well-being as a human being. I had to protect myself, so now you get punched in the face. People let their emotions escalate to the point of physical altercation too fast, when most things can be handled by walking away. Most things can be handled by talking to someone and, kind of like a verbal fight versus a physical fight. Verbal fights may lead to words. They may lead to reconciliation. You may make this person a friend. You may influence them to see their thoughts a different way, their philosophy a different way, and they make them apologize to you next day. Physical altercations can lead to somebody going to jail, somebody getting hurt, somebody getting killed. You just never know. So I try to avoid that at all costs. But if it comes that way, you just gotta do it. No big deal. Whatever. The last big thing I want to say to you and I see this a lot. Never let your race be an excuse you use to not succeed in life. Never let the factual reality that you have a perceived disadvantage because of your race and the crazy world that we live in hold you back from becoming the best version of you. Never. I see people do this all the time. They'll say, because I'm black, I can't achieve. Because I'm black, I can't excel. Because I'm black, I can't go to college. Because I'm black, I can't do this, I can't do that. I can't become an inventor. I can't be an author. If I was white, I would do this. If I was Chinese, I would do this. If I would travel, I would. Your skin color has nothing to do with your level of success. Yes, sometimes it may be harder for you. Yes, sometimes you may get looked over because of your color. You may get discriminated against, whatever. We know that. I don't care. There's nothing you can do to me that will stop me from reaching my goals. Nothing you can say, nothing you can do. It just won't happen, because my strength comes in here. It's not from out there. I will go over, I will go under, I will go around you, I will build my own whole company, I will do whatever I have to do to get to where I want to get to, regardless of how, what you think, or if you think I need you or whatever. It doesn't matter. That has to be something anchored here, and you act from that inner strength to say, I don't care. Yes, our world has many forms of racism and discrimination. I don't care. Still I rise, so to speak. All right, this video is getting too long. I don't know if I said everything I want to say, but I hope that makes at least a little bit of sense to you and gives you some form of comfort and guidance in your journey in this crazy thing we call racial prejudice. I love you, son. Bye.